History is often told as a story of kings, queens, empires, and wars. But the truth is far stranger. The events that shaped our world were not always planned. Sometimes it was chaos. Sometimes it was a mistake. Sometimes it was something so bizarre, no one could have predicted it. Let's explore 4 of history's strangest turning points, accidents, disasters, and oddities that changed the course of civilization forever. The year without summer, 1816. It began in April 1815 on the island of Sumbawa in Indonesia. Mount Tambora erupted with a force so violent, it remains the largest volcanic eruption in recorded history. The explosion was heard 1,200 miles away. Ash shot into the stratosphere, spreading across the entire globe. The result? The following year, 1816, became known as the Year Without Summer. Snow fell in New England in June. Frost killed crops in July. Rivers froze in August. Skies turned a strange orange and red, dimming the sun. Millions went hungry. Grain prices skyrocketed. Famines erupted in Europe and China. Disease followed the hunger, including one of history's worst cholera pandemics. But amid the devastation, culture was transformed. In Switzerland, a group of young writers, trapped indoors by endless storms, passed the time telling ghost stories. One of them, Mary Shelley, imagined a scientist who reassembled the dead and gave them life. Out of volcanic darkness was born Frankenstein, the first true science fiction novel. The Year Without Summer was catastrophic, but it also shaped art, science, and climate studies. It reminded humanity that nature, not kings or armies, holds the true power. The mold that saved the world, 1928. Sometimes history turns not on disasters, but on accidents. London, 1928. Alexander Fleming, a Scottish bacteriologist, returned from holiday to find something odd in his lab. A petri dish of Staphylococcus bacteria had been left uncovered. It grew mold. Normally, this was a failure, a ruined experiment. But Fleming noticed something strange. Around the mold, the bacteria had died. That mold was Penicillium notatum, and it became the world's first antibiotic, penicillin. At first, no one realized how big the discovery was. It took more than a decade before penicillin was mass-produced, just in time for World War II. Soldiers with infected wounds, who would have died, survived. Millions of civilians, too. It is estimated that penicillin has saved over 200 million lives, all because of a dish left uncovered, a mistake, a moment of curiosity, and the greatest medical breakthrough of the 20th century, the fire that burned the plague away. 1666. London, September, 1666. A small flame broke out in a bakery on Pudding Lane. What followed was devastation. The Great Fire of London raged for 4 days. It destroyed 13,000 houses, 87 churches, and much of the medieval city. Tens of thousands were left homeless. The skyline was transformed forever. But here's the strange twist. The fire may have saved London from something worse, the Great Plague. For years, the plague had ravaged the city. Rats carried fleas. Fleas carried disease. And London was a perfect breeding ground. But the Great Fire burned through the old wooden houses, the markets, the stores, places where rats and fleas thrived. When the flames finally died, so too did the plague. The city rebuilt in stone and brick, stronger and cleaner than before. From the ashes of destruction came rebirth. It's a haunting paradox. The fire that destroyed London also saved it. The computer crash that sparked the digital revolution, 1969. Fast forward to the 20th century. NASA was racing to put a man on the moon. In July 1969, during the Apollo 11 mission, something went wrong. The lunar module's onboard computer began flashing alarms. Code errors. Program crashes. In that moment, history teetered. The mission could have been aborted. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin might never have walked on the moon, but the errors revealed something unexpected. The computer wasn't failing, it was overloaded. It was designed to prioritize essential tasks and discard the rest. In other words, it was making choices. This principle, task prioritization and error recovery, became a foundation of modern computing. It influenced how software is tested, written, and made reliable. The moon landing wasn't just a triumph of engineering. It was proof that even failure, even glitches, can point the way forward. The lesson of strange history. So what do these stories tell us? That history is not a straight path. It is shaped by volcanoes and fire, by mistakes in the lab, by glitches in machines. The year without summer plunged the world into cold and hunger, yet inspired literature. A moldy Petri dish gave us penicillin and modern medicine. The Great Fire of London ended the plague even as it destroyed a city. And a computer crash during Apollo 11 reshaped the way we design technology. Sometimes, the strangest, most chaotic events are not just disasters. They are turning points. They show us that humanity thrives not because we control history, but because we adapt to it. The next great change may not come from a plan. It may come from an accident, a disaster, or something so strange we don't recognize it yet. History is not only what we remember, it's what surprises us. Like, follow, and subscribe for more untold twists that shaped our world.